importance of preserving our country. There are many historic exhibits showing many changes of our country as seen. Also, the museum even features a diesel locomotive disguised as a Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy locomotive, and a caboose that wasn't actually used on the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy, but used on a different railroad. Also, admission to the train and the entire museum is free as well. Relco 602 was built by American Locomotive Company, which is ALCO for short, in Schenectady, New York in 1940, and is the 692/38 diesel locomotive built by that factory, and is an ALCO HH high horse HH 660 type diesel locomotive. Relco 602 was originally built as Elgin, Joliet, and Eastern 210 and was used for the Elgin, Joliet, and Eastern Railroad many years ago and was used for shunting cars in a rail yard. Then later numbered as Northern Pacific 127 and was used for the Northern Pacific Railroad. This locomotive was used for shunting cars on the Northern Pacific yards many years ago. Then the locomotive was transferred to Relco Company in Clymers, Indiana, and Homewood and Harvey, Illinois, and renumbered as Relco 602. And the locomotive was even used for shunting grain cars under the grain elevator and hauling them out from under. Then later, Relco 602 was retired and then came to be put on static display at the Monroe County Historical Museum in Albia, Iowa, and even is also been repainted in a Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy scheme and was never even used for the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad. Also, the locomotive is found here on display at the museum, and you can even visit the locomotive's cab and sit where the engineer and conductor used to sit as well. Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy 13555 was built I think in 1954 and is a Waycar steel caboose and is an NE 12 class steel caboose. This caboose, however, was never used on the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad. It was actually used for the Elgin, Joliet, and Eastern Railroad and was an Elgin, Joliet, and Eastern caboose. Also, this caboose was used behind freight trains many years ago being used on the Elgin, Joliet, and Eastern Railroad. Then later, this caboose was retired and came to be part of the Monroe County Historical Museum in Albia, Iowa, where it is preserved today, and you can even visit the interior of the caboose as well. Also, this caboose was repainted and disguised as a Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy caboose numbered 13555, and the real Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy 13555 has a streamlined cupola body. Yeah, a streamlined cupola body is what the real one has. Okay, I'm going to show you the exhibits in there, so I'll get my camera and show you around. Okay, so here are the exhibits. So let's see some train-related exhibits around here. So let's walk around. That looks like an American Flyer train. And here's some pictures. That's Challenger 3985. Chicago, Rock Island, and Pacific Northern.
Yeah.
That looks like a bell up there. And this looks like the Albia station. And some old-fashioned Lionel trains as well. Let's look at these. And there's a lantern. That's probably the doorbell. This is just probably, yep, this is the military room. Let's go through this door. Here's an old-fashioned calendar. Here's a message loop. Here's when the locomotive and caboose were brought in. And here's a Maxon station sign, wheeling can, lantern, old bell, and some cool artifacts right here. You can see right here, this is a switch stand that's next to the caboose. It's displayed here at the Monroe County Historical Museum in Albia, Iowa. Yeah. Yep, it's probably welded in place. Be used to switch trains. Okay, you can see right here, this is a model train display. Here's some model trains that were donated by Alan Shelah. Display constructed by Ron Honke. These are some HO trains. Got some Union Pacific, Chicago, Milwaukee, and St. Paul. Chassis System, Amtrak, Santa Fe, Burlington Northern, and so much. Yeah. So interesting stuff in here. Well, I hope you all enjoyed learning about trains with me today on the Matthew Lapp Train Guy segment show. Also, I hope to see you all again in the next segment. So this is Matthew Lapp, host of Matthew Lapp Train Guy segment show, signing out. Until next time, all aboard.